So what physical ailments have you chosen? What mental sort of things have you chosen, right? All of these things, we've chosen them. So really, like, you could do questioning of yourself for hours around this stuff. And let's be real with each other. So let's be real with self. Let's get honest about this. Let's not look at it from this hurt place. Let's look at it from a very, I don't want to say the word detached because we have a lot of connotations around that, but I can't think of a better way to say that, but from a very high, almost witnessing place, right? So I'm not attached to the words wounded healer. I'm not judging myself for coming in with asthma. I'm not judging myself for being a sickly child. I'm not judging myself for the body I chose. I'm not judging myself for the parents I chose. No judgment here. No, because the more that we can let go of this judgment, the more that we can see truthfully, right? And so if you can step out of the pain of it, just for a little bit as you do these reflective questions, if you can step out of the pain of it or step out of the not wanting to see it, right? We've got all kinds of things where we defend self against and protect self against seeing truths that we just aren't ready to handle, or we don't want to see, or we want to protect ourselves from the pain that we start to see from it. Let it be a different way of viewing. And now you can ask yourself a lot of these questions. What challenges have I chosen to overcome in this life? What challenges am I currently working through at the moment? For me, one of them is definitely the exploration of the heights of intimacy, the heights of relationship, the heights of two people coming together, right? Like, what's there? What's really there? And this is a current one that I'm in, and it's exciting to be in. So I want to say to all of us, like, it's exciting to be in these places. This is growth. This is evolution. This is how we are evolving our consciousness. We're bringing the light into the places that have been hidden, or have been darker or denser, or they've got these weird old crappy patterns that aren't necessarily in alignment with the divinity in us, that aren't in alignment with our soul. So if we can start to see these things from this place of just ultimate curiosity, like what are you working through? Is it money? Is it love? Is it self-love? Is it relationship? Is it sex? Like, what is it? There's a humanness, and there are these like wild, beautiful, amazing patterns in ourselves that we get the opportunity to, for lack of a better word, heal, to evolve, to bring light to bring enlightenment to. So what are you working on? What is it? So one reflective question was, what were you working on? What were challenges of the past that you've worked through? Like I shared my asthma, my allergies, all of those sorts of things. Then I can share, then I went through a phase of really healing and working through my relationship to spirituality and all of the fears there and the different wounds there. And now, so think of the different things. You can do a whole timeline of your life, right? You could literally sit down and do a whole timeline of your life. What have I learned? What are the experiences? What have I worked through? What have I worked through? What have I worked through? What have I go through the whole timeline and then come to now? What am I working through now? Some of us, we can even see in the future, like, what are the ones that we're not ready to touch? These are wild ones. What are the ones that we are not ready to touch, but we know they're there? I'm not quite there yet, but I know that at some point I'm gonna have to look at blah, blah, blah on my path of evolution, right? And this is our soul path. This is our soul path. This is evolution. This is us working the contract, us honoring the contract. And part of the wounded healer is us working our contract. Like, that's part of the gift of the wounded healer is really legitimately healing the wounds that we've said yes to, and wounds, for lack of a better word, I like using the word, healing the particular wiring that we've said yes to, right? Like, there's particular wiring that we've said yes to, particular patterning, like neurological patterning, energetic patterning that we've said yes to. And And that's what Chiron is. That's what medicine man is. That's what this wounded healer journey is. Now, there's a more esoteric, more magical realm of the wounded healer that I want us to get into. So that's kind of the more, this level of chat about wounded healer. I want to take us up a little bit more into the mysteries of the wounded healer, a little bit more of this place, the higher realms, the other realms, the more mysterious realms, not quite the physical, right? Can you feel how we've been really on this physical plane of looking at things? I want to bring us up here. So if you could just breathe and imagine yourself sort of stepping up one level. It's almost like peeking through the clouds, right? So you just kind of imagine like you're just sort of peeking up beyond the clouds into like this next realm. So the physical is now below us and we're just peeking up into the other realms. It's very shamanic practice doing this, right? This is a altered states of consciousness, you can call it. It's what's beyond the veil, what's in the other realm. It's walking in both worlds. It's moving beyond the veil is probably a really great word. So just imagine we're peeking above the clouds, and now I want to talk about Chiron from this place. So there's a different energy to Chiron when we move up, and this is moving up a level of consciousness. So I'm just inviting us to step up, to move up, to come 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 up. And now we'll talk here a little bit so we can start to feel into more of the mysteries of Chiron, the shamanic abilities of Chiron, the medicine man in Chiron. So you might even start to feel it just as we start to breathe into this and talk into this and do that practice of just moving up above that veil. And you can feel the healing capacity of Chiron here. So you can start, do you see how my fingers, those of you who are watching live on the video, can you see my fingers? There's almost this like, they're just moving because there's like this, this very light-filled, high vibrational healing capacity that he has. And part of Chiron's gift is miraculous healing. It is legitimately miraculous healing. It is the healing of things that we never thought we were capable of healing. And this does not have to be physical, so don't get stuck in that trap of the physical body healing. This is healing, this is awakening, this is enlightening of things that we thought were maybe never possible. That's part of Chiron's magic. The other thing, when we work with Chiron, when we work with the wounded healer within, there's big gifts, which I shared a tiny little bit about at the start. There's a deep wisdom there. So if you feel into Chiron, you can start to feel into medicine man, right? He is the shaman of the tribe. He's the medicine man of the tribe. He holds that spiritual connection. He holds the knowing of the other world. So when a Western medical doctor will come in and go, all right, you have cancer, we need to give you this treatment to heal this physical part of your body, Chiron, the shaman, the medicine man of the tribe goes, yes, but it's actually this spiritual block and it's manifested in the physical as this. Do you see what I'm saying? So Chiron's ability, the shaman's ability, the medicine man's ability is to see on a higher vibratory energetic level, right? And to see that, okay, this is simply the physical manifestation of this. And this could be your relationship, it could be your sex life, it could be all of those things. It doesn't have to be a physical ailment. But what has been created in this physical world is actually this on a higher realm. It's this. So it's this here. This here is what has created this in the physical. Right? This patterning in you is what has attracted cancer. This patterning is what has attracted that particular man or woman into your world to be your partner. It's actually this patterning This patterning that you are not conscious of, that your brain cannot comprehend, but it's that patterning in you, that wiring in you, that actually has attracted that person into your world, right? That has created that relationship, that has attracted this job into your world. So that's Chiron. That's the wisdom of Chiron. That's the wisdom of shaman. That's the wisdom of medicine man. If you listen to Carolyn May's talk, when she was a medical intuitive, that's a shamanic role. That's a shamanic realm. She'll talk on the energetic level of it, right? And any of those of you who are medical intuitives or other things like that, those are the gifts I'm talking about that open up. Those are the gifts that open up when we work the Chiron archetype in ourselves.